In this video, I really wanted to discuss the importance of having energetic self-awareness in order to receive more in your soul-aligned business. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shalay and I'm a spiritual entrepreneur who has dedicated their entire life to living one that is intuitively led, and I basically document that process here on YouTube. Hi. In this video, I really wanted to discuss the importance of changing your energy, so doing like the energetic work, having energetic self-awareness in order to receive more in your soul-aligned business. I have literally tried all of the methods. I have learned all of the strategy. I've implemented all of the strategy. I have tried all of these different like business models. It doesn't matter what you do. What matters is the energy that you do it in. I really questioned every little thing I did in my business, and I really started to ask, where is this coming from? Am I doing this because I think I have to do this, or am I doing this from a place of I want to do this? I get to do this, you know what I mean? This literally led to me doing less in my business and receiving more money, more clients, more opportunities, and just more fucking energy, more pleasure, more joy, like more happiness in my life. When I first started this business, it was because I wanted freedom, yet I had trapped myself in all of these like structures and systems, and I basically trapped myself in the 9 to 5, right? I created like the 9 to 5 system. I just thought that that's what I had to do in order to be successful, and I was so fucking wrong. I had to learn the hard way, and I believe that you don't have to learn the hard way if you just learn from my lessons. So that's what I'm going to be walking you through in this video, how you can actually change your energy in order to receive more in your business. So what you just saw there was my process in actually doing some belief work. So I feel like this video is perfect for today because I ended up waking up in a little bit of a funky energy. I honestly couldn't even bring myself to like talk to you because my energy was just feeling so like pulled on. And that's what I want to say. If your ego is bringing up any sorts of like limitations, lack, memories that do not serve you, it's your job to actually go in and do the work. So you have to be really careful here as well. So I'm really self-aware with this because the ego likes to keep us in familiarity. It likes to keep us in the same feelings and frequencies that we are used to. I teach ego and intuition work in my program Intuitive Edge. So if you want to dive deeper into this, if this is like an area of interest for you, then you can definitely check out that program. However, this still doesn't mean that you don't do the belief work. If a belief or a certain way of thinking is like pulling on your energy, what that means is you're feeding that belief energy. So it has weight, it has dominion over your energy. So it needs your attention. And this is where I see lots of people stuff up, right? They're aware that the ego likes to take them into old patterns and ways of thinking. So they go, okay, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to my intuition. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to my intuition. And that's great, but you can't maintain that energy of like really anchoring into your intuition if your energy isn't fully on board with where your intuition is leading you. The reason why it feels like that you can't move past the ego's beliefs that it's giving you is because you aren't actually addressing what's there underneath the surface. You're doing the work in a very like superficial way, and I know this because I did this for the longest time, right? I didn't go deep on what was actually happening, like what was that root belief that was being triggered in that moment, and I didn't address that. And because I didn't address that and I was addressing all the superficial things that I thought it was, I couldn't address the root cause. So addressing all of that superficial stuff wasn't actually doing anything to change my energy. The thing I say about the ego is that it has receipts, right? It has proof. So if it's thinking in a certain way, if it's feeling a certain way, it's because it has proof that those things exist. It's experienced it through the past. Simply telling the ego that it should just stop worrying is not going to cut it. So what you just saw there was me really working through what was coming up, sitting with the beliefs that I had, the feelings that I had, and really just like getting to the root cause of what was happening deep down. And I really take the time to shift it properly. A lot of people don't actually believe the things that they're reinforcing to their ego because they don't have proof of it in their reality. Again, I used to be one of these people. Now I sit there and I work on getting my belief system on board. I don't just say that what my ego is presenting is not true, because it is true. It's an aspect of the truth, and I work on showing my ego that it's not the whole truth. And in that, I give myself a choice. It's like, okay, do you want to believe this past truth, or do you want to believe this future truth that actually supports the direction that you want to take in your life, that actually supports the things that you want to call into your life? And that maybe took me about like 30 minutes or so to like actually do that work. And I'm pretty practiced in this as well. And sometimes you'll find that beliefs are so deep that it might even take a couple of days to a couple of weeks. That's also been my experience, but my energy is so different. Like I just feel like a that's how I feel. I feel like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders this morning. And I'm so like giddy because like the things that I worked through this morning, I had breakthrough and I feel like free. Honestly, with these beliefs as well, sometimes it's just like the self-awareness of them. And that self-awareness alone can like move and shift the belief, because once you're aware of it, you can choose a different way of thinking. And I'm honestly like, I've got goosebumps because I'm like, this is the next level. This is going to take me to my next level with what I've been working on. So I'm like, I'm literally crying. I have the best clients in the world. Like tears are in my eyes. Oh gosh, my heart is so full. Question every little thing you do in your business and in your life. Question where it's coming from. Question if it's actually supportive of your values. At the beginning of my journey, I was very much action oriented. I was really focused on what I was producing, how I was producing it, email marketing, like how to grow on social media, and all of these like things that people tell you that you need to master in order to actually have a successful business. After investing all of my time and energy in that and not seeing results and feeling like the most frustrated I've ever felt in business, the most frustrated I've ever felt with myself, feeling so disconnected from my channel, when I got to that place, I really had to do a lot of evaluation, a lot of self-evaluation to be like, okay, why do I think that this is how it's supposed to be done? And I'm not sitting here saying that strategy doesn't work. What I'm saying is what you believe to be true is what works. How you believe this goes is what works. A lot of people hear this and they think, oh, this is just an excuse not to do the work. Absolutely not. I am still showing up and I nearly post every single day on like my Instagram platform and my TikTok, and it's not coming from an energy of I have to. It's coming from an energy of I get to. Whereas before, when I was really paying attention to like strategy and like social media metrics and things like that, like analytics, I had placed so many like conditions on like how I'm meant to say things and how I'm meant to write my sales page and blah, 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 how I'm meant to sell. Like it was just so overwhelming and honestly blocked so much abundance coming into my world. You don't want to be taking empty action. Energy does not lie. It doesn't matter what the you're doing. You could be like showing up day in, day out, but if your energy doesn't back it up, then it will not have the effect you want it to have. It will not call in your people. It will not lead to more abundance and opportunities in your business. Instead, you'll continue to experience the same shit that you're experiencing, wondering why it's never changing, even though you're putting in all of this work. So if that's something that you're experiencing, I really urge you to do like an energetic audit of your business, of your life, and go back to the work that we just spoke about before, which is like the belief work. Go into the intricacies of like where things are coming from, why they're there, and really get like clean and solid on that. So transitioning out of hustle mindset and thinking that like action produces results, the way that I was able to do this was actually force myself to take a step back in my business. So cultivating like certain time frames throughout the day dedicated for certain things, from about like 8 a.m. till about like 2 to 2:30 p.m. I will dedicate that to working, and after that I can do whatever I want. So I started to dedicate time out of my day to myself, to giving back to myself, to nourishing my energy, to doing yoga, going on walks, having long baths, or doing a pleasure practice or reading my book, like things outside of my business and things for me. Because one of the biggest manifestations of mine was to actually live a freedom-based life. When I went full-time in my business, what ended up happening was I created the 9-to-5 structure in my business. I want my life to be more than just my career, right? There are all these other things that I want to nourish in my life. So as soon as I noticed this energy in my business, I had to force myself to relax. I'd have moments of like, oh, I have this to do, and I have this to do, and I have this to do. And as soon as I felt that energy of like overwhelm come over me with all the have to tasks, I would literally force myself to do none of it. I would force myself to go have a bath instead. And at the start, it was extremely uncomfortable. I hated it. I felt like I was being so unproductive. I was feeling bad about the free time. Like all of these things came up to the surface, but it was good because I was able to work through them, put them in the bin, and actually like maintain a really clear, solid energy within myself, and with taking time for myself and giving back to myself and feeding myself with energy. And as a result of doing that, I have honestly received more in my business. I've also seen this with the clients that I work with. They'll always send me messages of like them taking a step back in their business where they did less and then they received more clients coming through. And that's because when you're in this like overly hustle like energy, what ends up happening is you end up like filling your energetic plate to the brim. Your energy is so like spread thin between all of these like have to tasks that you've created for yourself that you haven't really allowed the universe any room to bring you the things that you want. It's almost like you're at this like energetic cap and you're operating in such overwhelm that you're like projecting to the universe that you can't handle anymore. So the universe is like hearing two things in this. It's hearing, I can't handle anymore. That includes more money, more clients, more opportunities. Or it's hearing the clients, the money, the things that I want aren't here yet, so I have to do more and do more and do more and do more to obtain it. Does that make sense? So taking a step back is one of the most powerful things that you can do in your business to really get out of the mindset of action produces results and rather get into the mindset of energy produces results. And honestly, this might be a process of having to prove that to yourself. That's what I did. I was a complete realist and atheist before I came into this world. So I really had to like put my money where my mouth was, right? It's like all of these things sounded great in theory, but I was like, are they really actually valid? So I went out of my way to put these things to the test. I actually put these things to practice and could see just how powerful the results are. So it's about 2:30 in the afternoon, so I'm gonna call it quits for today, and I'm just gonna like spend the afternoon for me. I really want to do a pleasure practice. I'm just coming off my bleed, so I'm like, that feels really, really good to do. I have a new book that I'm starting, which I'm so excited about, so I'm just gonna be doing that.